Anne Waiguru. Lakini kabla hapo, hebu tutazame mahojiano aliyofanya jana marehemu Wahome Gakuru alipokuwa akifanywa mahojiano katika KTN News na mwenzangu Betty Kyallo kuhusu mipangilio yake ya kuendeleza mbele kaunti ya Nyeri na Kenya, haswa katika kufufua huduma za reli. Tazama.
Well, Nyeri and the whole of Mount Kenya going to Nanyuki, we are very keen to also to start to benefit from the standard gauge railway. It used to be something that was part and parcel of our communities. Every day there would be trains going up to Nanyuki and others going down, and that basically is what we want to get to come back. Of course, railway transport is far cheaper for traders, for business community, for manufacturing, whatever is coming from here for our produce to go to Nairobi. And because the standard gauge railway is actually much faster now than the old the meter gauge railway, we want to benefit from that. And that's basically we're preparing to get this done. Actually, just a small correction, Betty. You remember when Mishuki became Minister for Transport, 2010, the railway actually worked for a while, then it went down again. And I'm sure the business case for it is just like the business case for the standard gauge railway going to Mombasa. It's exactly the same thing. We get manufactured stuff coming up from Nairobi and from Thika, and then we get farm produce going down, whether it is whatever it is that you can think about, our coffee, our tea, and we get to move people, we get to move livestock. And there are quite a couple of companies as you move up. And we are not stopping at Nanyuki now. We want to take it all the way to Isiolo so we can connect to the Lapset corridor that is being prepped also. And then, of course, from there up to Ethiopia and then southern Sudan. And all that wealth that is to the north of Kenya will really then to start to kick in. We want to be a key part to play in that space as we open up the node in Isiolo. And of course, you also know that we have a new airport in Isiolo, so we also want to connect our people to that airport, which is international. Then we can also get to benefit from it. Actually, the return on investment on a rail project of this nature is much, much higher than even doing a road. If you remember, Betty, the Thika superhighway cost went up to more than 30 billion shillings. Initially, budgeted for 20 billion, but went up to 30, slightly higher than that. And this is a very small investment at the national level. What we want to do is to get the railway as it is to, come back into life, and then we do the bigger project, take it up to Nanyuki as a standard gauge railway, and then on to Isiolo. It's a very small cost. Is the percentage to the kind of national budget we have is really small, and this region has really contributed to the national budget. I think we also are asking for a little bit of our own right to development for this region. It's very small we are actually looking for from the national government. Well, we know how long it will take once we start to, work on it. To get to revive the railway as is, the 1 meter gauge, that is an assignment because it's just portions of it that are, dilapidated or washed away by rains or floods or cut off because somebody came and put tarmac on top of the railway as it crosses the highways. That assignment, we are informed by Kenya Railways that it will take between 4 months to 6 months to get it back running. But in terms of, then doing the bigger standard gauge railway, I think that will take a little bit more time. The technical expertise on this is with Kenya Railways, but what they have informed us, we should be able to get this thing done in 6 months. What we are waiting as governors of the region, Betty, is to have a meeting in 2 weeks or so with the minister in charge, Bwana Macharia, in charge of infrastructure, so that we can have further discussions in terms of how we go forward to implement this project. Maybe just to point out, I was the founding director of Vision 2030, and some of these things that you're getting to see are things that we were discussing way back in 2006, and we want to open up the whole country for development. If you draw a line parallel to the equator through Kitale, 60% of the country lies to the north, And all that we're asking for is, can we bring 60% that is lying to the north of Nanyuki, into the economic mainstream of this country? We just want to open up the country, and we actually personally, because having worked at the level at which I worked in this country, I want us to develop this country together, all of it, every single corner, so that then the infrastructure projects that we're doing this, in the Vision 2030, we call them the enablers for development. And every part of this country matters, from Karachuonyo to Karatina, where we are in Nyeri. Every part of this country is important. And we want to open it up from Lokichogio to Likoni. And that's the way we're thinking, Betty, that we want to move. Yeah.
Na mtazamaji, ni mahojiano ya jana tu hayo na gavana huyo marehemu Daktari Gavana Wahome Gakuru